What is going on, everybody? What the heck is going on with Marvel Studios and Spider-Man 3 and Sony Pictures? I don't even know what's going on, but what is going on? I'm Robert. I'm the host of Bridging the Geekdoms. This is Free Talk. Free Talk is pretty much a news, rumor, I don't know. This is just where I talk whenever I'm driving home from work. Used to be an open forum for people to come and ask me questions and discuss things, but lately, I've been making this kind of like a little thing where while I'm driving home, I talk news and rumors that are going on in the pop culture world. So let's get to it. All right, I know I started a little early here. I said it was going to be 3:10, but I'm starting now. So for those of you who joined late, I apologize, but that's just the way it is. Anyways, what the hell is going on with Spider-Man 3? Yesterday, if you missed my video yesterday, I discussed the news that dropped about Alfred Molina being cast in Marvel's and Sony's Spider-Man 3. He's coming back as Otto Octavius, also known as Doc Ock or Dr. Octopus. That was huge news yesterday. Absolutely huge. You know, I also discussed the possibilities of Andrew Garfield as well as Tobey Maguire showing up in Spider-Man 3. Today, Murphy's Multiverse, which, from what I understand, has a pretty good track record when it comes to Marvel scoops, dropped a bomb today about Charlie Cox's Daredevil. Now, Charlie Cox portrayed Daredevil in the Daredevil Netflix series. It ran for 3 seasons from 2015 to 2018. People absolutely adore that show, love that show. I'm one of them. I absolutely love the show. I love the dark, gritty take that they had on the character. It was just fantastic. And when it was canceled in 2018 after its 3rd season, it came to a bit of a shock. But I know that there were some changes going on over at Marvel Studios and what they were trying to do and bring everything into one universe and move everything forward. So it was kind of like, okay, they canceled it. What's going to happen with the characters? What's going to happen with the show? Are they going to bring it where everything is combined and what have you? Whoops, what did I just do? There we go. But yeah, so that is kind of what happened. What is going on? I'm going to pop this up. Jordan, what's going on? I'm going to say this. Jordan has been my best friend since like 1st grade, so I love seeing him on here. What's going on, man? Riddles. Anyway, so they canceled Netflix's Daredevil. Fans were outraged, upset that they canceled it, but I think a lot of us understood and realized that something bigger could be at play. Something bigger was coming with the character. Not necessarily those iterations of the character, but the character of Daredevil, the character of Wilson Fisk, of Poindexter, Bullseye, stuff like that. I think people realized that there was a very good possibility that we would get more in regards to the Daredevil characters. Now, obviously, there was a no use of the character by Marvel because Netflix had a deal. Netflix had a deal to utilize these characters for a number of years. In that deal, it stated that Marvel Studios would not be allowed to utilize the characters during that time frame. The end of November marked the day or the time that that agreement ended. So for a number of months, fans have been posting social media movements and hashtags and petitions and all that, asking Marvel, save Daredevil. Hashtag save Daredevil was going on for a number of months. Now, if you know me, I'm a sucker for a good hashtag movement, release a Snyder Cut anybody, but this one I was able to get behind because I also, just like everybody else, truly enjoyed what they did with the character on Netflix. Now, to the rumor. The rumor that Murphy's Multiverse is saying is that Charlie Cox is tapped to reprise his role as Matt Murdock, Daredevil, the man without fear, in Spider-Man 3. Another huge cast, or a character to the cast for this movie. It's absolutely insane what they're doing with this entire film here. Now, as I say, you head over to spoilerverse.com. We have a rumorverse section. Rumors are just that. They are rumors until they are verified by studios or those involved, the reps, whomever it could be. In this case, I'm not seeing any reason not to believe this rumor. It makes a lot of sense. The fans loved Charlie Cox as Daredevil, as Matt Murdock. Marvel changing that and changing the actor really doesn't make any sense because they're still able to utilize Charlie Cox, and they could do exactly what they want to do, especially if they're heading down the multiverse route. They head down the multiverse route, and this is where we're going to get into some of the speculation here of what's going on. I talked a little bit about it yesterday. I've talked about it on previous Free Talks and episodes of Version of Geekdoms, but don't expect this Matt Murdock, this Daredevil, to be connected to the Netflix series. Let's see here. What does Caleb Richardson say? From what I understand from rumors, Charlie Cox is playing Matt Murdock, but will not be in the Daredevil suit. He's going to be Peter's lawyer, according to rumors. I'll get to that in a second. Bringing in Daredevil will win me over for this current Spider-Man run. I was going to be Team Garfield, but we shall see. Well, first off, getting back to what I was saying, I'm going to get to you, Caleb, in a second here. What I was saying is this is not going to be the iteration from the Netflix series. This whole multiverse idea, this moving forward with the potential of having the same actors portraying the characters they portrayed before, but just slightly different because of the multiverse aspect. That's kind of the multiverse of what Marvel was doing. Now, I'm going to touch DC here real quick. The DC multiverse is slightly different than the Marvel multiverse. The Marvel multiverse has always been this. It's been the characters look the same. The characters basically are the same characters, slightly different. Take a look at Into the Spider-Verse. That movie was a fantastic movie and a great representation of what the multiverse would look like within the Marvel universe, because the Peter Parker that we saw from the other universe was blonde, but still looked like Peter Parker. Or wasn't blonde, was brown, I don't remember what it was, but looked slightly different, was a little overweight, was the same guy, but just slightly different. So that's what I believe is going to happen in Spider-Man 3, as well as Doctor Strange in the Multiverse, or Multiverse of Madness. That whole aspect, we're going to see this play out where a lot of these characters, with the exception of two that I'm going to mention here in a second, a lot of these characters, yes, Alfred Molina is coming back as Doc Ock. It's not the same Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. Why? Because he died. He died. So you can't have that specific one back. Same with Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2. He died. You can't have that specific Electro back. However, you could have the same actor portraying the character in a different universe. Makes sense? I believe that's what's going to happen. Same thing with Matt Murdock, or Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock. Caleb, as you're saying, he's not going to be in the suit, which I believe to be the case as well. However, I think that would be a huge missed opportunity, especially being his lawyer, because there needs to be a moment, I think, and I think it was in the mid-90s Spider-Man the Animated Series where there was a scene, Daredevil was in that there, and there was a scene that they met each other as Spider-Man and Daredevil, and then there was a moment that they meet each other as civilians, and it was just a really cool moment because I think you have to have Matt Murdock truly discover and find out that Peter Parker, at least Tom Holland's Peter Parker, is Spider-Man, but he does, and that, which is a big reason why he does actually become his lawyer, because he realizes and understands how important it is to be that superhero type of role or whatever, what have you. Does that mean that they're going to do that? Probably not. I don't see that happening. There's rumors, and Caleb, there's rumors that if Cox is well received, he could return in She-Hulk for more appearances. That makes a lot of sense. I actually could see that happening. But I'm going to continue on with the Spider-Man stuff here. So Matt Murdock coming back in Spider-Man 3. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's true. I don't have any reason to believe it's not true because it makes a lot of sense from a story standpoint, from a revenue standpoint. I think this is going to draw people in. Like my buddy Jordan here said, if they get Charlie Cox and bring Daredevil in, you're going to win people over who haven't been a big fan of Tom Holland's Spider-Man to begin with. There are a lot of people who are Team Garfield, who are Team Maguire, that would love to see something like this, and it would bring them in and give us something, all of us, something more to look forward to and get excited about. And I think that's what's going to happen here, and why they're going to bring Charlie Cox back, or why they are. Now, what's the other stuff? Now, I've talked about Andrew Garfield. I've talked about Tobey Maguire. Both of them rumored to be coming back to Spider-Man 3 in some capacity. Yesterday, Collider, of all sources, and look, nothing against Collider. I did not agree with how they handled things about a year or so ago, where they laid off a bunch of their staff and completely changed the way that they were running their business. I think the way that it was handled was pretty pathetic. And I've never looked at them as really a scooping website. But yesterday they kind of dropped some information, whether it's true, whether it pans out, but they are saying that Kirsten Dunst, Emma Stone, pregnancy allowing, because I guess she's pregnant, Andrew Garfield, and there's potential of Tobey Maguire, that they're all going to be coming back into Spider-Man 3 in some capacity. Again, there's no reason why it can't happen. And, exploring the multiverse idea, Spider-Verse idea, that kind of stuff, it's possible that it could happen. I think it's going to be in very, very limited roles for them. I think that characters like Alfred Molina, Jamie Foxx's, Electra, I think they're going to play slightly bigger roles in this movie. But when it comes to these, I'll call them legacy characters of sorts, I think that they are going to be very small cameos, kind of a where are they at now type of thing. Now, obviously with Gwen Stacy, Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy, it's kind of hard because, again, she died at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2. What are they going to do? I don't know. Maybe we'll get a universe where Emma Stone is Spider-Gwen. I think that would be phenomenal. Why the hell not? I think we're going to see Mary Jane, played by Kirsten Dunst. I think we're going to see her just in a kind of where she's older and married to Peter, Tobey Maguire's Peter. I think we'll see something like that. But I don't think that these are going to be huge roles in this movie. Could it lead to something more? Potentially. I know there's a lot of discussion and rumor that there could be a Spider-Verse movie being made right now, kind of in secrecy, and it's possible, absolutely. But let's see what happens. Honestly, let's see what happens. Right now, Jamie Foxx is definitely confirmed. Alfred Molina seems to be confirmed. Benedict Cumberbatch playing Doctor Strange has been confirmed. The Charlie Cox, not yet confirmed, still rumored, but let's see where it all goes. Brian of the North, my guess is it would be towards the end of the lead into Spider-Verse movie. Again, that's very possible. If they are doing a Spider-Verse movie, I can't tell you yes or no if that's happening. I haven't heard that. I know that there's been a lot of speculation that could happen. I hope it does. But I think it might be a little too early to do a live-action Spider-Verse movie when that animated one just came out a couple years ago. But maybe not. What do I know? Now, how does this really help Marvel Studios as well as Sony Pictures? And I talked about this probably about a month or two ago. I think it was right around when Jamie Foxx was signed on. It was revealed Jamie Foxx was signed on. And I discussed the whole multiverse, Spider-Verse aspect of it. And right now you have Sony building a Spider-Verse of sorts on their own. They're building this universe of Spider-Man characters. They have Venom, they have Morbius, and there's more in the pipeline. So how could this benefit them? And then you have Marvel, who has the Tom Holland Spider-Man and would like to move forward with more Spider-Man. If people seem to really enjoy having Spider-Man part of the Avengers, and I'm sure they want to move forward with that in some form or fashion. I think that there's a way that Sony could get their Spider-Man move forward with Spider-Man and the Morbius Venom universe, and Marvel still have the Tom Holland Spider-Man. Who knows what the contract states that they have? Who knows if it's even possible with their deals and negotiations that they have to do? But I think it's a brilliant idea. I think fans and the audience is smart enough now to understand and realize you have this Spider-Man here, you have this Spider-Man here. That's kind of what's been going on over at DC with the Batman stuff, Superman, Flash. We all understand, the fans of DC understand, the Flash of the TV series is not the Flash of the Justice League movie. We get that. And I think Marvel's now starting to understand that maybe we could do the same thing. And I think Sony needs to get on board, or has, or will, or understands it as well. If that's the case, my friends, those of you who love Andrew Garfield, it's very possible that they could continue on with Andrew Garfield. Maybe that's the whole point of this. And, he's been the one that's been talked about the most, more so than Tobey Maguire is coming into Spider-Man 3 and or the Doctor Strange movie. If that's the case, if Andrew Garfield comes over, I think it could be a launching point to continue that amazing Spider-Man series over in Sony, while Marvel Studios holds on to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, I almost said Superman, Spider-Man, through the Avenger films. Brilliant. I think it could work. I think it's a great idea. Look, I'm not a big fan of Venom. I'm looking forward to Morbius. I am a little worried about what Morbius will be after the debacle that Venom was, but I could definitely see them doing something like that. And I think it would be brilliant. I mean, it's a win-win situation for both. Some people may say, oh, it'll be Spider-Man oversaturation. Possibly, yes, we could see an oversaturation of Spider-Man, but I think if it's done right, it won't be like that. If you do over in the Sony universe, you kind of have, Spider-Man pop up in the other movies that they make, and then Marvel continues their Spider-Man films, or vice versa. You have this amazing Spider-Man series move forward in Sony, and Spider-Man just pops up in Avenger movies. I think that would be brilliant. Collider always felt like a YouTube channel run by fans. It got elevated to a news source when they started doing celebrity interviews. It wasn't always intended to be a news source. Collider, look, I got into Collider probably back in like 2015, 2016. I still started watching them religiously. At that time, I became a big John Campea fan. And it got to a point where probably around 2017, a year or two after I started watching, I was just kind of like, little much for me. They dive into too much. I don't know. It just, there was something about it that I never really enjoyed. I did like their Jedi Council show, and then all of a sudden it kind of, about a year ago, they kind of canceled everything and fired a bunch of people. And at that point, I was like, okay, I don't like the way things are run there. I'm not going to support them anymore. But that's besides the fact. I'm not going to talk about Collider. I'm going to talk about Spider-Man, because some Spider-Man things are absolutely nuts and crazy. I want to know everybody's thoughts on it, though. What do you think is going to happen here? Because I think this is an opportunity and a springboard to not just create a Spider-Verse movie, because I know that's what a lot of people want, but I think it's the springboard of allowing Sony to continue on with what they want to do with these Spider-Man characters, while allowing Marvel Studios to also continue, because I think Sony misses having that Spider-Man money all to themselves. I think they want all that Spidey money to themselves, and Marvel has kind of been taking some of it. They've been getting a lot of the applause and the glory for Tom Holland's Spider-Man and the Avengers, and Sony's just kind of like, hey, we're here. We kind of threw some money into it ourselves. What's the deal? I think they kind of want to get back into the Spider-Man game, and doing this would absolutely give them the opportunity to do that. So I think that's what's going to happen. I could be wrong. I have no inside information. I kind of wish I did on this one, because this Spider-Man stuff has been crazy the last couple months, and I'm looking forward to it. I know it's filming right now. A lot of people forget that Spider-Man is actually filming right now, and it's due to come out, at this point, it's due to come out next year. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. They've all been very tight-lipped, and even the information of Jamie Foxx and stuff like that, it's been like, hey, Jamie Foxx is in it, and that's about all you hear. We're not hearing much. I'm okay with that, but perhaps we'll hear more tomorrow at the Disney shareholders meeting. I don't know. I know it's more of a Sony-related item, but Perhaps we may hear something about a Daredevil series or a Daredevil movie or something like that. Who knows? Because tomorrow is the Disney shareholders meeting. I think we're going to hear some big things in regards to Disney's plan with Marvel Studios and what they're planning on doing with movies and TV shows moving forward. And they have to answer what Warner Brothers did. And I know Warner Brothers is catching a lot of flack right now for deciding to throw their 2021 slate completely on HBO Max at no extra charge, as well as theaters at the same time, which to me I think was a brilliant idea and a smart move. But I have this feeling Disney is going to respond in a big way, and it may surprise a lot of people, the way that they move and the way that they're going to handle this and how they're going to respond to Warner Brothers. Because you think people are not happy with Warner Brothers right now? It's going to be very hypocritical if what I expect to come out tomorrow comes out, and the anger and disgust is not equally or even more so towards Disney than it is with Warner Brothers right now. Because Disney's going to make a bold move, I believe. Very, very bold move. Caleb, man, I'm loving the interactions. Thank you so much for talking. I know I missed a couple comments here. I think Disney is smart. They've been letting stuff trickle out and for a few weeks now, and they ramped up yesterday and today, but they've been careful not to confirm anything until Investor Day. Yes. Yeah, I think tomorrow's going to be a big day for Disney. That's the thing. Disney, some of these rumors I feel sometimes are just kind of placed by Disney so they can get this information out, so they can gauge the fan reception. Not only that, but I think it's kind of like, hey, we haven't been in the news cycle for a while. Let's get some information out there. So we'll see how it all plays out. Tomorrow it will definitely be interesting. I am looking forward to seeing how this Investor Day works out, because, I mean, I'm a diehard Star Wars fan. I'm really, really interested to see what's in store for Lucasfilm, because while we do have release dates for upcoming Star Wars films, we have no idea what they are. If you head over to spoilerverse.com, in the Rumorverse, I heard some information that the first movie that will be out in 2023 is going to be the first part of the Rian Johnson trilogy. Again, it's rumor until it's confirmed, but that's what I've heard. I haven't really heard anything else regarding that film, that release date in 2023. Maybe that's what they announce. TV shows, everything like that. But just keep an eye on. I'll tell you this: get a Disney Plus subscription. If you don't have one, you're going to want to get one, because if everything plays out like I think it's going to play, you're all going to want to have that subscription, because that's the way of the future when it comes to Disney. Just like HBO Max is going to become the way for Warner and Warner Brothers, Warner Media, all that kind of stuff. But everyone, thank you for watching. I was kind of watching my numbers go up and down for people viewing. I know when I throw it on Twitter or Periscope or whatever, that people just kind of swipe through, might stop for a minute or two, watch me, whatever it is. But for all of you who stayed, watched the entire episode, or watched, left, came back, whatever it is, thank you so much. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on my YouTube. Please hit that subscribe button on my YouTube. I'm trying to build my YouTube up a little bit. I'm not going to even be shy about talking about it. I want it to grow. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm looking for people to be on my show. I'm getting back to my desk here in the next few days. I want to get it before the end of this week. Sit at my desk, do a show. But I love having guests. I love having passionate fans discuss all these topics with me. I know I can get excited. I know I could talk a lot myself. Whoops. But I really love having people to talk to about all this. So yeah, definitely. Please, hit me up on Twitter at Bridge Geekdoms. You can find me there. Say, hey, I want to be a guest on your show. I will make it happen. All right, I will definitely make it happen. So all of you, thank you for watching. Thanks for checking me out. Last thing here from Caleb. I thought Disney already replied, saying while they are moving towards streaming, they are still committed to theaters. Are they, though? I mean, take a look at what they've done already with their animated movies this year. Take a look at Mulan. You know, they've this year they kind of tested the waters to see how their streaming app would work in regards to some of their films. They tried a couple different models. Soul comes out on Christmas Day, so that's another example of what they're going to be doing and trying out. I don't think they're as committed to theaters as you think they are when it comes to their big films. I mean, obviously now that they have 20th Century Pictures or 20th Century Fox, whatever you want to call it, Avatar 2 is going to be huge for them. That's not one that they're going to just throw on their app. I'm sure they'll throw it in theaters. I think some of the bigger Marvel movies, they're still going to put solely in theaters for a nice theatrical run. But keep an eye on Black Widow. Keep an eye on Black Widow. I have a feeling that they pushed it to May of 2021. I would not be surprised if they pull it back January, February, and drop it on Disney Plus. Possibly. So, Little Trip, what's up, man? How's it going? Yeah, you kind of missed the show. I'm wrapping up now, buddy. But definitely, you can rewatch it. Just start from the beginning and watch the show. That's all. But thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, follow me on Twitter, all that kind of stuff. I love the interaction, Caleb. Thank you so much. Hey, Jordan, thanks for chiming in yourself. And Little Trip, thanks for coming and saying hi. I love it. I love it so much, guys. I love doing this. And I know the audio isn't great while I do it in my car. Video is probably a little shaky, but I love talking about this stuff, and this is the best way that I can do it right now. So I hope you guys stick around and continue watching and following me. So take it easy, everyone, and I will talk to all of you later.